This week on Tower of God, Khun's promise to Rachel, princess versus princess, and Bam's untapped potential. Let's talk about this.
塔を登れば全てが手に入る。
ようこそ神の塔へ。
What is going on, guys? My name is DJ Milez, and I'm here to review another episode of Tower of God. This is episode 6, titled Position Selector. And before we begin with this review, if you can go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel for more anime content down the road. And I'm actually going to jump and talk about the last 30 seconds of this review because it's a bit of a head scratcher. Lesson number 6 confirmed here. If you kill someone who makes the best chicken pies, you are going to walk away with someone who is on a quest John Wick style. So, what the fuck did we just see in those last 30 seconds? Anak really isn't Anak. It seemed like Anak was the mother of this person that we think is Anak, and she is on a quest for revenge because her mother died trying to avenge the chef who made her chicken pies, and she died in the process. And because the original Anak died in the process, now I guess her daughter, or her, the orphan, who is the Anak we know now, is going to take this John Wick revenge style quest to murder every princess of Jihad, because we found out that the person who killed the chef was murdered by one of the princesses of Jihad. Nani? Someone explain this. I mean, this is a total mind clusterfuck for me. So if someone can let me know in the comments down below what the fuck just happened, I would really appreciate it. But yeah, it looks like the Anak that we love and know isn't really a knock. Guess these chicken pies are really to die for. Okay, I'll stop. But anyway, let's go ahead and just talk about the other stuff in this episode, because it's a more calmer episode. It's just very Mike exposition drop heavy, where again, more of the world building. I know some people might not be for it, but personally, if you ask me, I am very much for it, because I love knowing things slowly unravel in this ball of wax that is Tower of God. This week we learned more about the fighting techniques, or at least Test Administrator Overhaul was trying to explain that the next test is basically the team members and characters that we've come to know and love so far. They just got to get stronger. So each of them has been showing some promising stuff. Some other characters, not so much. But anyway, Test Administrator Overhaul is like, okay, there's 5 types of fighters, and here's how we're going to break them down. The Fishermen, they fight at close quarters at the heart of battle. The Spear Bearer control and kill enemies from a distance. The Light Bearer gather information and distribute that information to their teammates about how to handle the situation. The Scout investigate their enemies' movements and assist the Fishermen. And the Wave Controllers provide support and control in combat using Shinso. And before we dive deeper into all this stuff, I want to know in the comments down below, which positions would you guys be? Would you be what Bam is going to do? Would you be a Wave Controller, or would you dive deep into the head of battle? Or would you be one of those gatherers that's kind of scouts and looks at information from a distance? So very interesting particular stuff, because when you look at battle style shonens, right, I think we see examples of each of these explained, not, in the names given in the show, obviously, but I do like how when you break it down and really think about it, you're like, oh yeah, some of my favorite characters, and I'll use Naruto because I'm going to use a lot of Naruto references in this review here. You have someone like Shikamaru, who he might not be the strongest guy, but he gathers a lot of intel, or he's one of the smartest people, and because of that, he can help his team excelling the most on what he is best at, right? And then you have other people who are just head first into the battle, or let's talk about maybe Naruto, who would be a wave controller, right? And now let's actually talk about Bam untapping his nine tails, because oh boy, I feel like a lot of people are going to be using that reference of the nine tails that was tapped within Naruto to, hey, you know what, this is not a contract, this is the shackle. So yeah, I'll grant you a little bit of my power here and there, but one day this contract you're forming with Shinso is going to unleash. We see Bam form a contract to use his Shinso, and again, the best part, or one of the huge mic drops in this episode, is that, oh shit, Bam has a nine tails within him, or he has something within him. The only thing we know so far in Tower of God, that irregulars are known to fuck shit up, and Bam, he seems like a nice person, but he really is the definition of an irregular, right? He's an irregular that clearly has gonna cause chaos amongst the tower, but he's also soft and kind-hearted. So how's that really gonna work, right? Because now let's go ahead and switch things over with the promise Khun made to Rachel. She basically tells Khun, hey, we can't have Bam find out that, you know, I'm the person that he's pursuing, because let's be real, Tower of God would end 6 episodes in. I know it's not maybe the best explanation for Bam to just outright forget Rachel and we'll continue along with our hero's journey. For now, it's a very mutual beneficial thing. Khun has his own desires on why he wants to climb the tower. He wants to find his girl or his sister, and he can't do that without Bam. And Bam, let's be real, Bam would stop doing this test if he found Rachel and wanted to live happily ever after with her. Rachel has her own desires. She wants to see the stars. So far, that's really the only explanation we're given, but it looks like Rachel is also in pain on abandoning Bam. So does she really want to pursue her dream to see the stars that bad that she's willing to hurt herself and Bam in the process by not reuniting with one another? I feel like there's more to Rachel's story. Khun has to lie to Bam right now because it's a mutually beneficial thing for everyone, and I guess audience included too. So how do you guys feel about that? And of course, we get some character introductions of Ho and Endorsi, and Ho looks a little envious of Bam that Bam can clearly control the amount of Shinsu that he has, no problem, right? When you see him just trying to control that orb of energy, right? Bam is like, oh wow, look how cool this is, and Ho is like, what the fuck? I'm trying to, you know, you see him struggling, and of course you got to feel bad for Ho because, well, one, that's his name, but more importantly, yeah, he was grasping for air, right? He was like, oh shit. I shook Bam's hand and immediately I'm like, this is someone I don't want to fuck with. You know what? As a matter of fact, let me just form an ally with them because it's better to be friends with someone that I'm scared of instead of me facing them in the heart of battle. We'll see where that goes, but yeah, Ho is definitely making the right decision here, trying to befriend Bam, because we saw, again, he got that untapped Nine Tails potential, right? He got that demon inside of him, whatever the fuck it is. And then, of course, speaking of allies, we see that, I guess, another portion of this test, we see our team members, they have to form allies up to 9 members. And oh boy, here's another One Piece analogy, right? Let's just go ahead and gather friends here, gather friends there. Let's go ahead and join forces together so we can climb the tower and acquire the One Piece, or I mean, acquire the dream that each and every one of us want to attain. But the thing that still confuses me in this show is that a person who climbs the tower all the way has their wishes granted, whatever it may be. But if there's 9 people trying to go for that one dream, then only one person can have it, right? Or if you can climb the tower, whether it's by yourself or with 9 people or with 5 people, then each of you get it. So I'm a little confused. I feel like maybe they haven't explained it or I just glossed over it. So again, let me know in the comments down below. Just a little confused, but now it looks like, yeah, we got Ship and we got Hot joining Team Bam. And I'm really excited for it because Anak is clearly the villain so far, or deemed as the villain in this show. We saw in the last 30 seconds that she isn't, but she clearly isn't going to give the Black March back to Bam. And I do love how Bam, again, he's just so sweet and innocent, where he's like, well, yeah, I guess I'll just have to talk to Yuri about losing her sword, but not a big deal. But Yuri, we come to find out that she is Yuri is in fact one of the only genius fishermen who was granted one of those 13-month series. So Yuri, it seemed like she was just a girl who wanted to help out Bam for the sake of doing so. She's not only from royalty, she's actually one of the more important princesses of Jihad in this show. So how's that all gonna come down to the princess versus princess battle we saw at the end of this episode with Endorsi and Anak? Ooh, I don't know. But let's go ahead and talk about Endorsi a little bit. I love how she just loves teasing men. That she says a very hilarious line to me that I feel like a lot of people aren't gonna catch, but she's like, Bam, let's be real. Can men and women really just be friends? I don't know. I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments down below about that. Can men and women just really be friends, or is there always one pursuing another for desire or lust, as we see here with Ship and Endorsi? If anything, I want to see Ship use his manliness to hook up with Endorsey or be with Endorsey by the time this show is over with. I'm curious to know what you guys thought about episode 6, position selection. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments down below. I feel like things were a little bit teen, but overall, I ultimately love what we got here. And again, it always has to be mentioned, the music is always fucking on point. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel for more anime content. My name is DJ Miles, and as I always say, to be continued, take care.